All right, coming to you live backstage at the Giving Back podcast. This is episode 201, Insights number 64, and we're going to start live pretty soon. I just wanted to hop on and listen to a little internal music, do a little dancing. Midori Verity last time said that when I was on, I had this, like, was I listening to music? It looked like I was, and I kind of was. It was all in my head, and that's cool. I have got a suggestion from a new and already dear friend of mine, Alana Avalon, who is, as you know, if you've heard me or if you've seen her work, she's a branding goddess, as they said in, what was that, French Kiss? Meg Ryan, and who was that guy? Timothy something or other. Supposed to be a really cute guy, but anyway, so she is a goddess. And she said, Rob, it's so blank and white back there. So, all right, my man. Al Einstein, what a stud. And it's not the whole E equals MC squared thing. I mean, that's obviously huge, but what's bigger than that was like this, actually. I'm like literally like that. You know, that's his container, Alana. It's pretty cool, right? I mean, who else would like refuse the prime minister post of Israel? Right? Maybe somebody like Steve Stone, who would just keep going for what he knew and just keep rocking and rolling. He's really an icon, right? And the reason why is because a lot of what he represented was actually peace, not just about science, clearly. So he was on his vibe, and Steve Stone, welcome. We're going to get started here with the show in just a little bit, but I'm backstage, and I was saying that, yeah, you know, I'm dancing a little bit. I've got this beat. I woke up super jazzed. I'm going to talk about that. And today we're going to talk about lessons. I'm going to talk about, and maybe you'll send back your vibe, lessons that keep coming, right? There's this little picture up there. It's this quote by Christine Schroeder, and it says, pretty simply, the universe will keep giving you lessons until you learn them, which I found to be so smart, right? Like if people ask, oh my God, why does this keep coming and coming? Why does this keep happening to me? Well, because you haven't learned your damn lesson yet. That's exactly why. And that's the case for me. That's what we're going to be talking about, because I had an incredible experience. It was the universe giving me another lesson, and it was a series, and I saw that, and backing up not too far, we're going to go into that because it's really, really important. And it's, you know what, the thing about the Insight Show is it's a chance to share what's going on, this journey, this remarkable transformative journey that I've been on, meeting people, surrounded by greatness, true examples of human kindness, leaders and followers, servant leaders, community grinders, hometown heroes, whatever you're going to call them, really stepping up to the plate and making things happen, because I think it's Duguet. I think that's how you say it. He says the grandest of intentions pale in comparison to the smallest to the smallest actions. So that's where we're focused on. And on the count of 3, 2, 1, we're going to get this show started. 3 and 2 and 1. And welcome to the Giving Back Insight Show. It's episode 201. Welcome to the show. Lessons keep coming. And that's how it happens, ladies and gentlemen. On the cover today, you see this awesome quote by Christine Schroeder. The universe will keep giving you lessons until you learn them. And you know what? You can keep banging your head all you want, but it's there for you to learn. So, Irene, welcome. Welcome to the show. You are with Steve Stone, the former pastor of Heart Song Church. And if you've seen that show with me, it's just absolutely amazing what he and Dr. Bashar Shalah and their two groups do in terms of kindness and neighborliness, and what they have to show this world is absolutely unbelievable. So we're going to talk about a few people who gave me a lesson. I woke up, I was mentioning this morning, I woke up and I was just like fiercely happy, even more so than usual. And I I had this experience last night where somebody freaking poured into me. I mean, absolutely rained love and kindness on me like you wouldn't believe. And I was ready to receive it. Now, that may sound very, very odd, like compliments, love, gratitude, right? Appreciation, being able to accept that with open arms and a grateful heart, right? Who wouldn't love that? Well, we're not all built that way. And that's the whole point, is if we're not built that way, what about these lessons that the universe is giving us? Why does it keep coming around and coming around and coming around and coming around like a rodeo? Well, it's because you got to learn them. It's as simple as that. And they're going to keep pinging you in different ways, right, left, top, bottom, sides. They're going to keep coming at you until you actually learn them, because that's the point about the universe. It gives you everything you need and it gives you everything you want. It just may not be what you're thinking, and it may not be the timing, and it may be uncomfortable or downright unpleasant. But nonetheless, there you are. So the lesson was, for me, and still definitely a work in progress, is about receiving. It is receiving more than just, oh, yeah, I get this lesson. I understand what he means by this, or, oh, new knowledge, right? Or seeing knowledge in a new way. It's also like internally, inside, what we do and how to use these lessons and whip them around. So I met a pretty like light person, a light bringer, actually, somebody said. And I would definitely turn her name is Annie Berryhill, and I met Annie in LA with actually Irene and among other people, and she is launching a podcast, and it's going to be awesome, and it's going to be all about sassiness, and she has got that wrapped up with a bow and a smile. She's really just quite a fabulous person. And so she was asking me, we were going over a few things, and I was just trying to pass on what I've learned and make it so that she could just use it immediately and just focus on like 1, 2, 3, a few key points, and just say, let it rock and roll, right? Because it's really the point. So at one point she said to me, Rob, you're a deep well of knowledge and experience, and I really appreciate you sharing this with me. And my first reaction, I guess, or the first thing I'm thinking about doing is saying, no, it's not that big of a deal. Oh, hey, yeah, it's okay, but it's not like somebody else, right? Like John Lee Dumas or Pat Flynn or something like that, or Joe Rogan or something like that, or well, you could just learn this. I'm just doing this. So you hear those words, just and only, right? That's minimizing. That's deferring. And that's no bueno. All right? I didn't even think about it until I've been really trying to be a better recipient. Right, to understand that those words and those feelings that people are sharing about me are what they feel, are what they believe, and they're sharing that with me. And when I minimize those things, when I defer them, when I'm essentially rejecting them, or I'm not giving credence to what they have to share with me, and that's anyway. So Annie said this to me, and I almost reacted like that, and I stopped. I paused, and I thought about it a little bit, and I said, Annie, I accept your words, and thank you, right? Because that's really what you can say, is thank you with that intention. Well, I shared that with Kate, who is my accountability coach through Freedom. And, I felt so grateful that I could share with her, and she would actually understand the significance that in such a short time, when I opened, she was able to take in and understand what that meant for me. When I could explain to her, initially I was going to defer it. I was going to minimize it. I was going to self-deprecate. I was going to, just kind of blow it off. But it was an important piece. And it's also important that I recognize what she had to say. Isn't that funny? I look behind me. I got what's, but to focus on that and to listen and to hear and to take that in and to understand what that means when somebody else acknowledges that, right? Not in a big-headed way, but to really just soak that up and to understand the value that I bring to the table, right? Because that is something that's important. We all want to know that the work that we do has value and that we make a difference in this world. And I did make a difference in her world, and I did help. So Kate, thank you for being there and not only allowing me to share that with you, but also understanding it and also helping me to keep going with that. Whether it's asking for help or receiving help, the help when it comes. And then I've had this interesting exchange or an interesting introduction to this technology called Voxer. It's like a walkie-talkie, and I'm having just a dickens of a time. But I want to use it because my dear friend Alana, for whom, again, I've got Albert Einstein here, so it's not a blank wall. She likes it. She really prefers that, so I'm trying to use it. And then I'm listening to her, and we get on the phone once in a while, or she types something, and it's like that somebody can have so much faith in me, and that I can turn that and accept that and believe in myself, right? That's pretty powerful. Pretty darn powerful, right? That lesson. Couple days ago, just on Sunday, I went and had lunch, and a long freaking lunch, like a legendary 5-hour lunch, with both food and drink, right? And then conversation and drinks with Jamie Moran, and he's such a freaking smart guy. He's charming, and he's smart, and he's insightful, and he simplifies. He takes these really complex things and just is able to mash them up and give you a point by point of a few points that are super useful. And we were talking about receiving, and we were talking about receiving lessons and receiving help from other people and asking for help, because he was helping me with something in particular, and then after that, this freaking guy says, "Okay, we got this. How can I help you?" And I'm like, "Oh my God!" And I had to really stop, and I understood that oftentimes when they ask me how they can help, I don't even have an answer for them, let alone say, "Oh, it's okay, I don't need it." Sometimes I just flat out don't have an answer, and I was able to give him a good answer, and one that made sense, and that was very relaxed and very comfortable, and one that he can easily and gladly do, because it will be of service actually to other people. But he talked a little bit about reframing, as I told him that in essence, when somebody was saying either "can I help you" or giving me a compliment, when I was deferring that, when I was saying no, basically, they said, "Rob, why are you withholding the experience of giving back? Why are you keeping to yourself, or not allowing somebody to participate in the joy of giving back because they want to?" And he's like, "Wow, that's a great reframing question." And the thing is that as we were talking about that and talking about how to, really kind of, I don't know if it's rating experience, but knowing when things are right. One of the things that we were talking about is some of these conversations, working with Annie, working with Mark Jala, working with, working with Josh Coombs or Heidi Ham. There's a lot of people. I just said, man, my energy level going in is great, but when I come out, I am so energized. It's like through the roof. And he said, you know what? That's probably, if you could focus on one thing and know it's the right thing for you and that you're in your flow, it would be that question of saying, where is my energy? Is it higher than when I started, even if physically I'm exhausted? So yeah, this stuff really does jazz me up, and I accept your help, Jamie. I accept your wisdom, and I'm looking forward to having you here in San Francisco. So, coming back around to the start of the story, which is why I feel so good. And what is it, right? Last night I got a call from John Yun, and he is like this guy he's gentle, and yet you can see that he's got like steel. You know what I'm saying? He's got like, I mean, this guy's like not messing around, and it's cool. And he's so freaking gentle. He's soft-spoken, but he's as smart as a whip, and nothing's going past him. So we're talking a little bit about his summit that he's doing. He's really focusing on his family, his child, and his goal is to help dads be fitter, be healthier. And it's something that's like, it's really super hard to crack. I think even Ryan Lee was telling him, and like, this is like one of the hardest areas. Like, nobody's able to crack it. And I said, well, John, if anybody can, you can, because you're doing something different. You're using summits, and you're bringing all these other experts. So it's not just going to be about fitness. And it's not just going to be about abs. It's not just going to be about nutrition. It's going to be about your why. And I'm like, man, that's so freaking insightful. So we're talking a little bit, and he says, hold on, Rob, I didn't call you actually for this. I wanted to call you and just check in with you. And I wanted to tell you, man, that like your energy and your positive attitude is like, everybody feels it, and I feel it, and it's awesome, and you're going in that right direction. He said more than that. I can't even remember, but it's that Maya Angelou. You remember that Maya Angelou? Like, it doesn't matter how people don't care about like how much you know or how important you are. What they remember is how you made them feel. I mean, when he was saying this, I was like stunned, and I'm listening to it, and it just like, he just poured into me. Like, I was so energized by that, and because I fully accepted it. I mean, I was surprised, and I was ready to fully accept that, and accept that what he said is right, and it's a reflection of who I am, and I am so freaking fortunate, and that I was in that state to be able to accept that. So, John, thank you, all of you. I left links up there for every one of these incredible people, and I talk a lot about some of these folks, all of these folks, and hey, where do I get them? So I put them up there, at least on their Facebook, because they're really incredible people. I encourage you to get in touch with them, and more importantly than that, or maybe most importantly, is that when the universe gives you those lessons, they're there for a reason. So learn and be the best you that you can be, because that's really what we're at. All right, so thanks very much for joining me on the show. I wish you a wonderful week. I will talk to you soon, and remember, always err on the side of loving kindness. Cheers. All right, so everybody out there in Facebook land, Kate, hi. Thank you. You'll know why if you listened to it earlier, but this was about sharing. Actually, this is about receiving, and I want to thank everybody out there for being on the show, for listening. You all help in so many ways that you wouldn't actually believe, that you don't even understand how you fall into these lessons and help. So thank you so much. Have a great freaking day.